All right, folks, well, we're out here and we're getting ready to cut our sugar plum tree branch. And this here is the old wild plum tree. There's not much left of it, but Granny always used to use a wild plum branch. And they're really great because they've got all of these little miniature things sticking off of them, and you can put your sugar plum drops and your marshmallows and things like that on them. A locust branch would work really good too if you have a locust tree. But if you don't, any tree will work fine, any tree branch that you can find. So we're gonna go up here now and cut us the perfect sugar plum tree branch. All right, so I've got me a pair of garden pruners here, and this is really all you're gonna need to cut your sugar plum tree branch. So let's climb the ladder now and let's go up and see if we can find us a good looking branch for our sugar plum tree. And I think this one here looks pretty good. You want to get one that doesn't have really dead limbs on it. And this one here looks pretty good. We'll trim it up here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and cut it. And you want to cut it with a little bit of a base on it because we're going to be putting it down inside of an old jar that actually has sand in it. So that'll help stabilize the sugar plum tree. So let's go ahead and cut this one off here at the base. And there we go. All right, so we've got our sugar plum tree here, our branch, sugar plum tree made out of a branch it's going to be. And so I've got just some simple garden shears here. And what you want to do after you cut it down is you want to look it over. And like we have a broken branch here, we're just going to cut that off like that. And you know, if anything looks too dead, you want to trim it. And down at the bottom, you want to make sure and trim off the pieces like this. And because this is the part that's going to go into our jar that has the sand in it. So we're just going to trim those thorns. That's what they are, thorns. We're going to trim those off of there. So the thornier the tree branch is, the better it's going to be because it's going to be better to put all of your little ornaments and things on, and especially for the miniature marshmallows and gumdrops. So we're just going to look up here at the top and we'll trim a couple off, not too much. And you want to kind of see, we're going to kind of make it look as symmetrical as possible. And we'll trim that one off there a little bit. So I think that's pretty good. And so what we're going to do now is the next step is we're going to go in and we're going to assemble the sugar plum tree. And this is a fun craft for the kids as well. But I think it's fun for the adults as well because I think there's a little bit of kid inside of us all. All right, folks, well, we're getting ready now to assemble our sugar plum tree, and this is the fun part. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here at the farm, a little windy, but we're gonna go ahead and do Granny's sugar plum tree after all. So this was something that my Aunt Irene, my grandmother's sister, started up at their old home place around Christmas time. And the sugar plum tree, they would actually, you know, put it out. It could be Christmas Eve or whatever, and everyone would eat all of the goodies off of it. So you want to go and get you some oversized jumbo marshmallows and some regular marshmallows as well. And we have some collared ones. You always want to have some color on the sugar plum tree. And then get you some old-fashioned gumdrops. Now these are just the small ones. You can use the large ones as well. Really any kind of sugar gum candy will work just fine. But this is what we're going to use today. So let's go ahead. We're going to do next, we're going to get the tree branch and we're going to put it inside of this old Donahue jar made here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And these actually, this is actually the same jar my grandma used to use for her sugar plum tree. And these were made in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And I know a really quick story. She said that years ago, they used to use these at home, you know, to cold pack in. And her mother used to have her take these, and she said as a little girl, and throw them over the hillside when they would get a little chip or something in them. Well, now they're worth a fortune, but she used to tell me that story, and she said, boy, I wished I would have had all those jars now. So anyways, we're gonna have some cotton on the side. This will be for later. And also real quick to show you these cute little ornaments. These were my grandma's ornaments she would put on her sugar plum tree. And it's just a hodgepodge of these little wooden ornaments. And there's a little thing here. I don't know what he is, maybe the Christmas elf, but he'll go on the sugar plum tree too. And we'll hang those after we get all our marshmallows and stuff on. So let's go ahead and get started with the tree branch. All right, so the next step we're going to do after we've got our branch into our jar filled with sand, this is stabilizing it. Before we move it to where we're going to actually decorate it at, we're going to take some cotton. And what I did was I took some cotton balls and just kind of pulled them apart like that. And this is going to be kind of like snow. We're going to stuff this around the bottom. Granny always used to put cotton around the bottom of the sugar plum tree like this. And we'll take a little bit more there. You just kind of put it around there like so. And this will hide all the ugly part that you don't want to see where it's down in the sand. So you just take your cotton balls and just kind of put them around there like that. So it kind of looks like snow, very old fashioned. And now we're going to move this to the dining room and then we're going to decorate it. All right, so we're in the dining room here at the farm and we've got our sugar plum tree in place right in front of the window. This is where my grandma usually put hers back years ago. So we're going to start off with the large oversized marshmallows. These are the ones they use for s'mores, I believe. And you kind of want to go around. This kind of just, with these oversized ones, what I'll usually do is I'll go over and find a limb like this and I'll stick my marshmallow on there just like that. Sometimes you kind of got to twist it down onto the stem. And then this one here, I'm going to put one down here at the bottom too. Right there like that. And you just kind of look around to see, you know, where you can find a place to put one of them. And let's put one maybe over here on this side. Like that. And maybe, let's see, maybe one more over here on this side. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now let's go ahead and we'll get us a different one here and start on it. So let's start on some of these smaller marshmallows. We're going to work on those next. So we find a little, that's what's nice about these little thorns on these wild plum trees, is that it's so easy to stick everything onto. And it doesn't really have to be a rhyme or reason with these where they go. You just start putting them on wherever you can find a spot. Put one up there. Maybe one over here. So I'm going to continue with the marshmallows and then we'll be back and we'll do the spice drops. All right, so we got all of our marshmallows on in place here, and after we get done putting on some of these gumdrops, we can go back and fill in if we have to. So let's go ahead and put a few of these gumdrops on the tree now. And you have to be kind of careful so you don't, you know, break the thorns as you go. But you just kind of have to be gentle while you're doing this. And put one over here. And afterwards, you'll probably need to run the vacuum cleaner, but that's okay. And let's see here, maybe put one over here. It's kind of a fun thing to do with the family too, and it takes a little time to put all of these on here. So just take your time, and if you need to do it in a few steps, then you can. Let's stick this one over here. And then we'll be back here once I get all these put on and we'll hang our ornaments. All right, so we got most of all of our gumdrops on here and our marshmallows, and now we're going to start putting all the little ornaments on. So we have our this little guy here. He looks like a little Christmas elf. I don't know what he is, but he's old. And we're going to kind of find a place for him. And we'll just put him right there. You can kind of sit there and watch everybody. And then we will find a place for this. like that. And here's a little bear. We can find a place for him. Actually, let's try this one. And then I just kind of go over the little limbs like this and just let them hang down like that. So let's go ahead and get all these on, and then we're just about finished. We'll come back and see the completed tree. All right, well, we're back now, and our sugar plum tree is all complete. We've got our marshmallows, our gumdrops, all of Granny's old wooden ornaments on here, and then we're going to put this little plant under there. I love these little plants. They're cheap looking, they look vintage. This is an old plastic bowl that my grandma had, and Grandpa used to keep his black cat firecrackers in it up in the cupboard. But it works good, and since it's theirs, I'm going to use that. And I've got this little plant that I bought in an antique shop. It's just a little fake plant, and we're going to put that under our tree. And you can decorate and do whatever you want. If you want to use a red Christmas tree skirt, you can do that too. And then we'll just put that there. And there's Granny's completed sugar plum tree.